Episode 31. Baby, we have come this far, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for joining me in today's episode of Almost Goddess podcast. I don't know if you will notice, there's something odd about my voice. Yep, I just woke up from a sweet, pretty nap this afternoon. Because it's a thing. As a Filipino, siesta, as we want to call it, in the afternoon is normal. It's a normal thing that we have inherited from our Spanish colonizer many years ago. It's a thing. So whenever you are in the Philippines and seeing people sleeping after lunch, that's a thing. But anyway, this week's episode is about for all the creatives out there. If you think you're not creative, I'm here to tell you, most likely you're wrong. And I have a beautiful story about creativity and about the artist in me, the creative in me. So before we head into that episode, a little life update out here. So I just finished a 5-day money magnetism challenge with Natalia Benson. And it's all about money. It's all about healing debt, money healing. Mostly it's all about finances and astrology at the same time. I've been fascinated how astrology is unpacking into my life. Okay, I will create an episode about astrology and where am I at this point in my life. But it's so fascinating how astrology is a big part of my money story. So that's 5 days. I attended all live. God bless that my time matches the time zone when Natalia picked up that one for the challenge. And it's held me so accountable. The women who joined that challenge was magical, wonderful, amazing women. And those 5 days, I've been lit up with a lot of things. I am always learning from a beginner's mind. And there's many things there that I already knew, I already heard. But coming from an astrological perspective gives me a different view, gives me that beginner's mindset. And finances has been a challenging aspect in my life in many forms. I've been challenged almost every year about my finances because I haven't learned a lesson. Over and over again, I'm in the same space of learning about it. And it's a progress. It's a progress about it. And lastly, I want to share that your girl won again a giveaway. There's a lot of giveaway on that challenge. And once again, I won more than my investment. This is the unlocking of my lucky girl era. If you haven't heard about Lucky Girl, I have an episode about it on my podcast, Lucky Girl Syndrome. I have an episode about it. Listen to it. It's amazing. Short but sweet. Anyway, let's get in today's episode about creativity, about the artist in you, and the arts of all forms. So I have here my idiot board, my notes about it. So, what are the different forms of art? What are the different forms of an artist? So, art is just everything. If you're doing something, I believe it's already an art. But growing up, they already classified as the painter, the sculptor, the architect, where you see the form, where you see the form, where you see the end product. Like, just what is written on the book, what is written on books growing up, it's just limited. And they're only classified as artists, mostly painter. No, the Mona Lisa, Da Vinci, Van Gogh, like only the art is on the museum. The sculptor, the architects, I believe that's the only limit of art that I'm exposed to. But nowadays, there are a lot of art form. Even songwriters are not even classified as artists before. Only the performers, the musicians. But nowadays, we have been expanding this meaning of art. I know this is not a creative podcast, but this episode is inspired by a creative podcast house of Herbie, because they've been emphasizing the message of we need your art, we need your art, regardless of what artist you are. And lo and behold, I was thinking about that we need your art. I have been reminded of a story growing up that I'm not an artist because I'm not good at drawing. Growing up, I've been told that I'm not an artist since I am not good with it. Like designing, styling, not my genre. Because I've been believed that I'm not an artist. They've limited my imagination in a way that I'm only classified as this. Growing up, I didn't even expose myself becoming an artist. There is an artist club when I was in high school, and I told myself I don't belong there, I'm not an artist. Because they think still that artists knows how to draw. That's it. That's the only limitation. But little did they know that the flower arranger can be an artist, the speaker, the writer, people who can blend music into perfection. Those are the limiting beliefs that are ingrained into our society about becoming an artist. And there is also the belief that becoming an artist is something, becoming an artist and becoming a healer is the same thing as being poor, because there is no money on it. You cannot leverage it. You cannot exchange. You cannot monetize becoming a healer, becoming an artist. Because there is the saying of a striving artist, of the painter many years ago, that they don't even monetize their painting. But nowadays, how much are those? How much are those painting? How much are those art right now? So, this is just an episode to encourage you to become an artist, to become your own artist. to be honest, to become your own artist, because there is no limitations anymore of what an art is. All forms is now becoming an art. Calligraphy, a form of writing, is even an art now. Before it's not, it's just a normal thing. There are people who are blessed with beautiful handwriting, and I'm not one of them. And that's okay. It can be learned. I do calligraphy many years ago, but just for exploration of my art, not for me, but I love the experience. I just recently realized that I'm an artist with my writing, with my speaking. As I was doing this podcast with you guys, I consider myself now as an artist. And there has been a limiting belief within me growing up that I'm not an artist. So if you grow up in a community where they limit your imagination as an artist, I'm here to tell you, you are an artist. And I will coin these words from House of Herbie. We need your art. We need your art. We need your art. We need your art. Even coaching, teaching, even a yoga teacher, weaving a beautiful class. That's an art. That is an art. That is a form of art. So how are you? How will you explore yourself into an art form? First is, I want you to write all the things possible that you could make. Teach, write, paint, sketch, create music. All the list goes on and on and on and on. The list is endless. Look at the list and choose which one lights you up. Choose which one lights you up. You look at the list, you breathe, inhale, hold your breath for a few seconds and exhale. And then look at the list and choose which one lights you up at the moment and try it. If painting lights you up, buy some paint. Do some sketching. If speaking will light you up, record yourself on videos or record an audio of yourself talking about anything. Just try storytelling through videos, through audio, and see if you like it. See if you like it. Or do some videos. Dance. Choreograph something. Maybe graphic designing is your thing. Digital art maybe is your thing. I'm here to encourage you to explore that part of you. Because part of mastering yourself is mastering your craft. Knowing your craft. Not to be a master immediately, but knowing that you are an artist. It is telling yourself that you are an artist in many forms, and you don't have to limit yourself to any label. You don't have to limit yourself to any label, to a single label. And this is part of rewriting the limiting belief growing up. This is unlearning. This is unlearning who you are. As you unlearn, you're getting closer to learning who you truly are. Your authentic self, your true self. You're getting to know yourself at a soul level. You are like an empty wall. You are an empty canvas growing up. You are an empty canvas growing up, and people draw on that canvas. Your parents, school, religion, your community, your friends, even yourself. They draw on that empty canvas about you, And your mission now is to erase those drawings, to get to know yourself, to go back to a clean slate, so that you could draw a painting of yourself by yourself, created by you. I encourage you to follow what lights you up. It's one way of knowing yourself, mastering yourself. It's knowing that a part of you is speaking. Your soul is speaking through intuition, through emotions, through feelings. You just need to follow this. Follow your heart. Follow your creativity. It will lead you to something amazing. You may or you may not monetize it, and you don't have to monetize everything. It will surely bring you into a place of satisfaction and fulfillment. That is my experience when it comes to my art. All the bullshit, all the shitty belief that they made you believe that you are not an artist, scrap all those things. You are an artist, babe. You are an art form. All of us are artists. We just need to unlock who we are. We just need to unlock the artist in us. We just have to crack the code. And for us to crack the code, we need to take action. We need to expose ourselves to many forms of art. Okay, if your imagination is limited, let's say your imagination is limited and you are still believing that, I'm not an artist. I cannot even imagine anything, something like that. Okay, you need to shut up. Shut up that thought right now. Go to YouTube and search different kinds of art and see what happened. In YouTube, you will be exposed to filmmaker, video creator, film editing, photo editing, speaking, painting, sketching, cooking, cleaning, all those things. All that is in YouTube right now, I believe, is a form of art. Not the video itself, but the thing they do. Even the trainer on the gym who weaves those beautiful workouts for you to change that body into your best self, into your most strong, vital self. That is even the artists in them. Fashion designers, stylists, hairdressers, even the people who mix this color of your lipstick, people who make makeup artists, anything. The list is just endless. It's just so fascinating, and I am just here to encourage you, to push you, and to encourage you, inspire you, and empower you to explore your art. Explore the artist in you. Crack the code. Everything will gonna be okay. Everything, you're gonna be okay regardless anyway. I encourage you. We need your art. We need your art. You are an artist. You are an artist. If no one else told you this, I'm here to tell you that you are an artist. And you got this. And I'm here for you. Please send this episode to someone who you think needed to hear this. Send me a DM on Instagram for any questions. episode suggestions, or just if you want to ask what's your art, come on over to my DM. Let's talk about it. All right. Thank you so much for joining me in this short but sweet episode for the podcast. Thank you so much for just being here, listening, being encouraged, listening for some wisdom and tough love. I'm here for you. I hope you're living your life with magic and wonderful surprises. And I will see you again next Wednesday for another episode of Almost Goddess podcast. And don't forget to leave a review or rate me on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and whatever you're listening your podcast to. You can watch the video of this podcast on YouTube at Ruvea Wanda, and follow me on Instagram at Ruvea Wanda. And don't forget, you're an artist, babe. I hope you're living your life with magic and wonderful surprises. See you again next Wednesday for another episode of Almost Goddess